Like, what's the difference in responsibilities of a 17 and 20-year-old? Most are doing nothing. I appreciate you doing stuff, but nothing. No, people aren't doing shit by 20.
Oh my God, this started basically of him roasting me.
Yes.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, well.
Tell them your name so that they know.
Oh, is that the way? I don't know. You told me the routine.
Okay.
You have to speak into a camera. It's like an AA meeting.
No.
I am Yorgos Moulos. And I'm an addict.
Of?
Work.
And how old are you? He's pretty young, by the way.
26.
26.
But I feel 64.
Why?
I feel like an old Greek man.
Because you're
like
running
I bought
the
an
whole
olive
time?
farm.
Yeah.
And I'm just there on the porch with my Karelia
What car do you have?
car. I'm selling it. I have a motorbike. I'm selling it though.
Elare,
sad.
I thought you have a Porsche because I need a Porsche.
Just because I look Arabic doesn't mean I drive Arabic cars.
What? Why? Porsche is an Arabic car?
I don't know. I just think of Australian Arabs and the exuberant cars they buy.
Okay. But do you have a car in Athens?
No.
How are you gonna... You don't need a car in Athens, actually. You don't need one. You need a motorbike. But that's more dangerous, I think, than having a car in Athens.
If you know how to use it... See, I'm from these streets. I walk the streets of Greece. When I run in Athens, I just parkour. Like there was a run club in Athens. Like, we're going to run, but we're going to stop at all the lights. Stop at the lights. The first road we came to, I just kept running, and all the other people were like, you have to wait. It was like the worst idea. That's why we're starting our own run club, actually, in Athens, called Trexe. And we're doing collab with Oakberry.
Okay.
But that's in the works.
But the phenomenal thing that you did was that you walked or run
I walked
whatever.
across Greece from the most northerly points near Bulgaria and Turkey to Mani, the most southerly mainland point. In 26 days, 4 hours, something like that.
That's
Raised
crazy.
money for the orphanages of Greece.
Did you stop somewhere to sleep?
Yeah, I slept
You did?
at some point over 26
I was
days.
like,
No, I had a kid, Gael Daniela, he's my videographer. He had the car. He drove it. Like, we started, he drove to the end place, camp. I met him there, slept in the van, started it again the next day.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know why I did it.
Why?
Look, okay,
what
it was
came
good that
to
we
you?
raised
What
money.
came to your brain? Like, let me do that.
You know what it was? I don't know. You go through phases in your life.
You're only 26. What phases do you go through?
Well,
in
you'll
your life?
see.
I'm sorry.
You'll see. Like,
Okay.
you're like from 13 to, I don't know, 19. I lived in Sydney, Australia. Well, I was born in Australia. But like, I started my business around 13. And then by 19, living in Australia wasn't tenable for me. Like, I was a broke entrepreneur making some money. But even some money isn't enough to pay rent in Sydney. I'm like, well, I can travel the world for the same amount, with the same amount of money. And then that's what I started to do. And then like that travel the world, see all the cool stuff and live in each city for less than 90 days is great, but it's got a limit.
Yeah.
And some people, and you probably see this, some people stay in phases of their life for too long.
Yeah.
You're like, you ever see the old guy at the club?
Yeah.
Not good. You're like, bro, go home.
What are you doing here?
Go play checkers or something. This ain't the place for you. You're 60. Everyone here's 15. Get out of here. You don't want to be that person. So like from 19 now to like 26 I am. I've been running around Cyprus, live here a couple months a year, live in Athens a couple months a year, and I'm traveling the world. I'm exhausted. And so like I kind of wanted to have maybe something definitive that's like, here's a big thing I'm doing.
Yeah.
Also kind of prove to myself that, you know, I can do big stuff like this, whatever. And and I was like, definitely like, there was a before the March Across Greece, there's an after the March Across Greece. And now it's the after. Now I'm settling down in Athens, focusing on, of course, e-commerce broker is my business where we help people buy and sell businesses, which you probably didn't know about because you did no research. And comedy.
Because
and
on your Instagram, there's nothing that says about what you are. I'm sorry.
Hey, there's the link to my website, e-commerce brokers.
Babes, there's so many things on your
Look,
Instagram.
I'm sorry that I've
literally,
overachieved so much.
History. Okay. He has history, and then he has the fact that he's running, and then he has something else, and then something else. It's like, whoa, like, what are you doing? You know?
Yeah,
so that's
fair.
why it's like, and now you were saying here that you're doing content for people, so it's like,
yeah, like, well, the content thing, I started the content piece like 7 months ago. I've been doing comedy for like 4 or 5 years now. And with comedy, like, I didn't want to start putting out content until I was good enough on stage. Yeah. You probably met a lot of comedians who are Instagram comedians or TikTok comedians, and they go on stage and they're no good.
Smurf is good.
He does stand up though.
Yeah.
Comedy.
Yeah.
But he did stand-up comedy before he did
I don't
content,
know,
right?
but he's pretty good at it.
Yeah, but he's a stand-up comedian,
Yeah.
right? And I wanted to be a good stand-up comedian, or at least half decent stand-up comedian before I started to do content. And so now I'm like, all right, let's do this content thing. And then some people want content services. You're like, if you pay 6 figures, maybe I'll do it.
6 figures.
So now I'm like, all right.
So what type of content?
A lot of the people asking for like podcasts and like social media because they've got no idea how to do it.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I'm like
And that's
contemplating.
in Athens?
Here.
Cyprus.
Yeah.
Who?
I can't say.
I'll cut it, bro. I'll cut it.
I told you last time, by the way.
I don't remember.
No, I can't.
Oh, wait. Is
It's
it
literally confidential.
Deloitte or some shit? Or KPMG?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, something like no, I'll cut it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Deloitte. I see nothing
No,
on social
exactly.
media that has to do with Deloitte.
Exactly. That's their problem.
If
Don't
you-
have it.
But if you're working with them, then
No. We're in the process. We're trying to get a consulting big company like that to sign off. Is taking forever, and I honestly don't want to do it. I had a marketing agency in Sydney.
Let me tell you this: that they might just say no.
I would love them to say no.
That's what most of.
I
Cypriot
wrote them a
companies are
proposal. I'm like, here's a number that you shouldn't say yes to.
gonna- Yeah,
Like if you say yes, that's a waste of money. It would be worth it, but like
I mean 6K. It's okay.
6K,
Yeah.
six figures,
Oh, what's 6 figures in your language? 600.
100,000, 6 numbers.
Oh, what you? Obviously, they're not gonna take it, bro.
Why wouldn't they? It's worth it.
100K.
Yeah.
Deloitte.
I didn't say Deloitte. Like, find another ethnic man that doesn't like cars and football.
There's something wrong there.
When like young ethnic men need to either go into
Uh-huh.
football, cars, or like history. I think.
Why
They pick-
history? What's
Oh,
the
it's
thing
just
with this?
so cool, so interesting.
Such a nerd.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh.
Why? No, actually, why history
Because
though?
I think to know where you are and where you're going, you need to look to the past and find out who you were, who your people are. That's how you situate yourself in the world. And the more I learned about history, it's like, even if it's not my history or Greek history or Roman history, it's still, I say, oh, this guy, like I kind of relate to this guy. I want to be like this guy. I look up to this guy or girl. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. And I want to incorporate that into my life. And like, especially in business, like I see entrepreneurs now as the conquerors or leaders of today's day and age. Because you can't, conquer a country now unless, you're Putin. But like, you can't make these big moves like you could 100 years ago or even 50 years ago. But like entrepreneurs can make, I mean, not that I'm the biggest fan anymore, like I was when I was a kid, but like Elon Musk has $400 billion in net worth. That's an insane amount of money. You only see that level of wealth compared to the rest of the world in empires. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like that level of power only happens in entrepreneurship. So that's why I think for especially for entrepreneurs, history is a must.
But why are you settling in Athens? Out of all the places that you could have settled in?
I've lived there mainly for the last 7 years. And look, for me, leaving Australia was the first thing. And then I've been bouncing between America and Europe the last few years. And then I know at some point I'm going to make probably a more permanent move to New York. But before then, I want to like do a couple of years here, build up a few more stuff, and then I'll move to New York.
New York's nice.
It's
I
the
went
best.
in the summer, but okay, I have to say it's very expensive. Like, in order to like live there like comfortably, like buy everything, whatever. I don't know how much you have to make. Like,
Oh, it's insane.
400K,
What do you do with
400K per month, bro.
It's insane.
400K per month, and you're settled.
Look, you can live in like Queens or Brooklyn, like on a normal salary, a New York salary there. You won't save any money. You'll be living paycheck to paycheck, but you can live. But then the profit is you live in New York.
Yeah.
But like, I'd rather not.
New Jersey's also not bad.
Man, the taxes are great, but no one wants to go across that river.
Let's wait and see what will happen now with Trump, and then because I mean I don't know what's gonna happen with.
I
the
left
country, to be
high
honest.
school when he started. When he got
So
elected.
wait, so you were in the US?
No, but I left high school at the same time that he became president.
I see.
And like he's president again.
Yeah.
It's crazy just to see like time pass. I mean, look, at the end of the day, most presidents, for people living around the world, doesn't matter who's president. It's the same shit of the United States, that is. I mean, most countries. But like, probably nothing will change, generally speaking.
Why?
Like what happened during Trump's first, give me 3 things that happened during Trump's first
Inauguration?
His first presidency.
Oh, I don't know. I was
Exactly.
I
Like,
don't
I don't even remember.
remember. I know what happened.
He didn't
now
build
with
a
the
wall. They're
inauguration.
still building it.
No, I know what happened with it within the inauguration. Like the men and women thing.
The what?
The men and women thing, that there's only 2 genders now.
That's what he said.
But that's what he signed off.
This executive orders don't make it law. They have to pass like Congress.
Are you
Half
sure?
of like half of them didn't go through already. Like,
Did the man and woman thing go through?
I don't know.
It's probably gonna
I
go
think it's
through, but
already in.
I heard because of the bathrooms and stuff. Like they I don't know, guys. I'm watching too
presidents-
much TikTok.
Yes, I think
I'm
you're
watching too much
TikTok laws.
To be honest,
These aren't the same as real
all
laws.
the info that I know is literally because of like TikTok flow of information and stuff. And you will also show up to me on my feed, bro.
Me?
Yeah, the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's on TikTok or on Instagram, but it's on one of those things. And he shows up and then some history shit at like 1 a.m. in the morning. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to hear this right
Get
now.
out of here.
No, I like it always. And then I'm like, shh, bye.
Yeah.
Because personally, I hate it. Like,
Well, that's like a lot of people.
I used to love history at some point when I was good at it. And then I said no.
I don't know. With me, history was like in high school when I did history, they'd be like, oh, it's the Gauls. I would get like 0. I wouldn't even try. I'm like, fuck it. I'm not interested. Greeks,
okay.
bum, 100%.
Would you be a professor in a uni?
Yeah, but
You have to get a
there's no
qualification. Obviously, there's no money, but you have
in
money.
in being a professor,
There's
in
no
academia.
money. I know there's no money.
Yeah, well then.
In any academia, there's no money.
Can't do
Compare
it.
like the teacher salary here. I don't know. It's like no.
Look, no, I like history. I think it's interesting to talk about. And I like the fact that I've always been a history nerd before an entrepreneur. Like for me, I love it. But talking about history publicly, a lot of other people who are like kind of into history too are also like, dude, I love this. Like, so, and they ask me specific questions. I'm like, I didn't know other people were nerds about this. I thought it was just me. Like whenever I go anywhere with my friends, I'm like, bro, you know, this thing was like blah, blah, blah. They're like, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear about it. Please stop.
Yeah.
And, but there's other people like that. You're like, oh, cool. That's a great thing about the internet. I've always loved the internet.
Yeah.
Been a fan. Like my whole career in anything I do is internet.
Yeah.
Whether it's digital marketing, physical or digital businesses, mergers and acquisitions, comedy, content, it's all the internet.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to do what I do and live the life I have unless it was the internet.
Define what's entrepreneurship for you.
Oh, I don't know. That's such a... I know what it isn't.
To call yourself an entrepreneur, you have to know what's an entrepreneur. I mean,
To call yourself anything these days, you don't need to know what it is.
I disagree, but okay.
No, I agree with you. I'm just being facetious.
People like
Look, I think a bad definition is not working for other people, because that's not true. No matter what you do, you're working for other people. You're working for your clients, you're working for your customers, your shareholders, your investors, your whatever.
Yeah.
Bill, what's his name? Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, all these people have customers. And if the customers aren't happy and they don't make revenue and they don't make targets, their investors aren't happy, you need to do things for other people
Yeah.
to have a good business. So like the whole freedom thing is like all types of freedom are limited. For me, entrepreneurship means that I have more freedom to do stuff.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's just it's a job, but you get the profit of building the business instead of someone else.
Yeah.
Right? All the other stuff, like I believed in a very different type of entrepreneurship, or I believed entrepreneurship was very different to what it is in reality after 15 years of being an entrepreneur. Like I had complete delusion. And when I was a kid, how old are you? 17? Yeah, like when I was a kid, I grew up in the early 2000s, Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook, anyone can be a billionaire tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like the whole internet, the whole world was like, anyone can be a billionaire this, billionaire that. From 2010 to now is like, wait, you were born in like 2006 or 7? When
7.
What the fuck? That's crazy.
Bro, we don't have a big difference.
That's
right?
crazy. You miss Spider-Man? Who's Spider-Man? Who's Spider-Man?
I don't know.
Who plays
never watched
Spider-Man?
that shit. I don't know. I don't care.
Firstly, you should go watch Spider-Man. That's
No, I told you
appalling.
I'm not gonna waste my time on watching some movies.
So
that,
Spider-Man is Tobey Maguire. You missed 9/11. You missed the turn of the century.
I know about 9/11 by the
Yeah,
way.
but
I
you've
even
seen
went
it
to
in
see the
memes.
monument, bro.
Yeah, you've seen it in memes.
Memes.
Yeah,
Why memes?
memes are these pictures
Yeah, I
that
know.
are funny. Oh, okay.
I know, I'm not
Maybe
that
you missed
bad,
memes
but
too.
like-
I don't know.
No, I didn't miss memes. It's just okay.
No, I remember there was a tsunami. I think one of my first memories was like 2004. There was a tsunami in Indonesia.
Yeah. Okay. That.
And yeah, you got no
About
idea.
that.
What else did you miss? There was a war in like Serbia or something.
You know what? If you want to complain about the things that I miss, go complain to my mom, not to me. Okay.
What's your number?
9975185.
But no, I think entrepreneurship is more about freedom than it is anything else.
Okay. So you have like a 9 to 5 schedule, or you do whatever you want?
Not really.
That's, by the way, the benefit of freelancing is like you literally do your work whenever you want.
Yeah.
I'm more productive in the night, so I'm like a night person. Like even after midnight, 2 until 3 until 4, I'm fine. Then I'm not fine, obviously.
But you know, it's a double-edged sword, because it's like if you can work whenever, you kind of work never eventually, because you're like, if I have the freedom to do anything or live anywhere, you're like, why do I have to have a good reason to work anytime?
Yeah.
Or to work. It's like after a couple of years of traveling the world and working whenever, I'm like, I just ended up working 9 o'clock till 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Unless there was some specific calls I had to do. I have a very regimented, like my days very regimented now. But like, even like my work, I have to make up my work, right? Like now, especially where like my e-commerce brokers business doesn't take that many hours of the day. So I'll get it done in like 2-3 hours in the morning. And then the rest of the day, I'll just make content, help edit it, and then write jokes for comedy, which is pretty easy.
Ha ha ha. You haven't made me laugh even once.
I'm not on the payroll. If I'm not getting paid, no jokes come out. And that's cap,
by
by the way.
I'm not gonna
play the tape.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
did she laugh?
It is cap. But I'm not gonna pay you to make me laugh, bro. What the fuck?
That's what comedy shows are.
No, but like, okay, we're not at a comedy show. You know what I mean? So it's
Life is a bit of a comedy show, I think.
That's true. That's actually
Is
true.
life a comedy or a tragedy, do you think?
It's not a tragedy, definitely.
Sometimes. I just finished a...
Listen, there has to be a black and white, okay?
You're talking about race? What are you talking about?
No, in your life, there has to be black moments, which is like
Oh,
tragedy, and white, which is like great.
Why
Like,
is black
everything's
tragedy?
great.
Seems racist.
What? No.
Why is black
How
tragedy?
am I racist now?
Why is black tragedy?
Because when someone dies, what do you wear? White? Blue?
Personally?
Red?
Red suit with a hat and a feather.
Okay.
What funerals
Whatever
are you going
funeral.
to?
Okay.
I go to
My
fun
grandma's
funerals.
funeral, my other grandma's funeral, grandpa's, everyone wore
Have you been
black.
to a Cuban funeral?
Huh?
Cuban funeral.
No.
They drink. Oh my God. It's a party.
What the actual fuck?
It's
Sorry.
crazy.
Okay, I'm not gonna judge other cultures, let them do whatever they want. But like,
Yeah.
for me, black is super black.
No.
But I love black.
Have you seen like James Bond? I think it was the one with Monica Bellucci. That suit that James Bond wore.
No, we
Poor.
passed that too.
What? You haven't
I
seen?
wasn't born, probably, or something.
Yeah, the movies still exist after birth. What?
I told you I don't watch movies.
Oh my God.
Like for me, it's like.
What are you doing? You should be spending this weekend watching all James Bond. There's like 50 movies. James Bond.
Right, yesterday, okay, I have this event on the 1st of March, and I was gonna do it with this specific hotel. And then yesterday, in an
James
hour,
Bond event? What kind of event?
well, like it's like a marketing workshop. It's networking stuff like that. And we had a fight with the hotel, and I had to cancel everything. I had to go find a new venue in 1 hour. I found a new venue. I had to text my designers, redo everything, open a new Instagram account, put the ads. So really, I don't have time to watch movies.
So in the last 24 hours, you haven't had time. That's fair.
For
But
the
in
last, I was
previous
there yesterday
years-
from 3 until like 5.
You can find time.
I was
How
stressing.
long do you spend scrolling TikTok all day? Be honest.
Honest, all day in a day.
Yeah. TikTok, Instagram. all the
Oh,
other
Instagram is
bullshit.
my job. You can't count
Yeah,
that
but you're
as.
scrolling how to
I
grow
don't
a
scroll.
tree.
I don't scroll reels on Instagram.
That's cat.
No,
Don't
seriously,
lie. It's
I
Saturday.
don't. I
It's
don't.
Shabbat.
I'm being on. Like I promise on my dead grandma that I don't.
Bring your grandma into this. What does she do?
I don't. Scroll
How many hours
reels.
a day do you spend scrolling Malachias?
Like TikTok, 1 hour max.
1 hour? You spend 3 days watching an hour each of James Bond. You'll be fine. In a month, you'll finish most of the movie.
You think?
Yeah. Have you ever seen Godfather?
Yeah, once with my mom, but like
Which
many
one?
years ago. I don't know. Τι έχεις βρε, τι έχεις, ενώ okay.
Kids these days.
Huh?
Kids these days. I told you I'm an old Greek man.
Kids.
On
You're
my
not
phone.
old. Oh my god.
I'm 62 on my farm. Maybe 54. 54 seems like a
You
good
think
age.
you're old.
What's your favorite age? Of any age?
For myself or for
No,
someone
just
else?
life. After
Probably you're-
65, it's bad.
No, probably like 25 to 35 to 40, somewhere there. Like by the looks of how I looked at my parents, yeah. Like how I remember them and stuff. Why don't you stay in Cyprus?
Boring.
Calamarades come here and you're going there.
I mean, Greece is boring.
No, it's not.
You go to the beach after 7 times, you're like, that's it.
Greece.
No, look, I like Greece. I love Greece, obviously. I don't think anyone would do what I've done if they didn't like Greece, but you got to have your own thing going or else you're going to go crazy.
No, because the money there is really bad. It's like,
Yeah.
how much
So,
do you pay
like,
for rent?
Just now, I left Galicia. I pay like 600.
Okay, so let's say what's the minimum wage in Athens?
Minimum wage? Well, minimum wage or average? Minimum wage or average wage?
Let's say average
I
wage.
think the average is 2K.
It can be 2K in Athens.
Well, average is taken from the richest and the poorest, so it's the middle.
Okay.
Or the median. Minimum wage? No idea. But most people aren't on minimum wage.
Yeah, I know. So
what are you looking for? What data set are you looking for?
no, I'm saying that the economy is bad there. So
The
if you
economy's
don't
bad,
have,
yeah. And the cost of living is
I'm
insane.
going back to what you said, that if you don't have something your own, it's very
Yeah,
hard
but
to
like, why? If you have the option to leave Greece, which most people don't, who are in the worst situations there, would you come to Cyprus? I would, to be honest.
I would too, yeah. Because compare there to there.
But I'm not in the worst situation, to be fair.
Okay, you know what? Go down on your knees and say thank you.
To who? Myself. I got myself out of this situation. I lived in Victoria.
Victoria?
For 5-6 years? Yeah.
What's Victoria?
So you live in Le Cap Victoria and you don't know where Victoria is?
No.
Nah. I couldn't see you being poor. I think you'd be very unsuccessful as a poor person. I think it wouldn't be good for you. Don't let it happen because I think you'd fall apart.
I mean, yeah. Also, you know what else I think is very important for success? The people who are around you.
Yes.
Like,
but it's a good way to make jokes about old people. It's hard to make friends with like older entrepreneurs.
no.
But I just make old people jokes all the time.
Bro, listen. Even if that night, like, I wasn't a bit tipsy.
What?
You're saying about it's hard to make friends with entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Okay? For me, Tipa, I don't care how old the person is. I'm just going to go and talk to them. I don't care. You know?
Oh, right, when we
and
met
I'm going to
at the
meet
old
people.
market,
I'm
yeah.
going to meet people. Like, I'm going to do my networking, bro. I don't give a shit if you're 60, 70, 80, 50.
Yeah, but a lot of old people, especially dudes, when they're old, they don't
They
make
like
friends.
they reject like smaller, like old, like younger
They're like,
people.
us, man, bro. But if you break their balls and make fun of them, they're like, all right, this guy's funny.
Ha,
Comedy
ha,
is
ha,
a
ha.
very good way to like do business. Like a lot of
Okay.
clients that I wouldn't have normally gotten, I just kind of like make a few jokes, like fuck it. You know, George and this other guy, maybe the other guy maybe they do the same quality work. But if I'm going to have a better time, I've got to call these assholes, 20 times over every week for the next 6 months. I'd rather do it with someone I get along with. Like a lot of business just get along with people. Especially when you have clients and you're doing time and content and malakis like that. Like you're spending a lot of time with these people. Just being likable is and so many people are like, I just want to grind and I want to be angry. You got to be nice to your clients. Your clients aren't going to want to hang out with you. The Sigma grind set doesn't lend itself to like being an affable, nice person to clients. But like,
Bro,
that's
but
the best
sometimes
way.
people drive me crazy. People drive me nuts. It's like, why are you doing this to me?
Clients?
Yeah, like
Oh, yeah.
stop it. Like literally, can you stop it? Sometimes I have to ignore them for hours until they relax.
Yeah.
And then I relax, and then I'm gonna respond in a normal way
Well,
because
the good trick, sorry to cut you off, is to
Fine.
just work hours, office hours. Because that will text you at 2 a.m.
like 9 to 5, you mean?
Yeah. Like you can work after, but like don't let them contact you.
Even if
they'll
they
take
contact me, I'm
liberties.
just not gonna answer, bro. Like that's
Yeah.
simple as
Yeah.
it is. But when I know that like something is annoying me and they're annoyed, I'm just not gonna answer. I'm gonna ignore them for a couple of hours. It's gonna make them more angry, but at least it's not gonna like ruin my relationship with them. You know?
I used to have like we'd have deals. I remember I had a deal. I was selling this big business, and I had the buyer. And I remember I cooked a big plate of food, and then he said something like, "Oh, we're not going to do the deal," and he stressed me out. I couldn't eat for like a day or two,
Damn, what the
and I
fuck?
eat like crazy. And then he's like, "Oh, my bad, my mistake. I got it wrong." I'm like, "Oh my fuck."
You know what I realized? To never ever make a business with shareholders.
What do you mean?
Never.
With business partners.
Yeah, business partners.
Yeah, do it solo. You don't need to do it until you need skills or
Never.
money.
Just do
from
things
other
yourself. It's like I had a lot of situations where I was like merging whatever with someone, and it did not go well. I mean, either it stopped in
They
the
have
middle.
to bring something to the table that you can't, and that's like most of the time is just work and time.
Yeah.
You don't really need money to start a business. I don't think. I never have. So it's just time and work. And if you're going to put that in more than they are, fuck it, just do it on your own.
What are you going to do if you have no money, no job, no e-commerce?
Oh my God.
Everything is taken
Bit
away
of a
from
dream
you.
for me.
Everything is taken away from you. Can you imagine?
Sounds so fun. It's like
What are you going to do? You have no money.
I've been
but you have
poor
no
and
money.
broke for
You
the
have
majority of my
no
life.
money. You have no apartment
Yeah.
for €600.
If you drop me naked and afraid in a random city in the world, give me a month. I'll be doing some dope shit.
When are you coming back to Cyprus again?
13th of March. 13th of March, the
Oh yeah,
Greenglish
you
show.
should promote it.
Comedy show with me and Marilena, who's very funny. You can buy tickets on Eventbrite or more.com. What?
I'm fine with that. You can do that. I really am
I did it. It wasn't.
I'm not like one of those like, nah, I can't do that.
No, of
No.
course.
Like relax, it's fine. We're
No,
all
I think
people.
I'll be coming to Cyprus every month or so. Like I want to bring as much English comedy to Cyprus as possible. Because right now the comedy scene in Cyprus has picked up.
Mid, but okay.
Because it used to not exist.
But
It used
it
to just
still
be all the
doesn't
big-
really exist. But
They have a little comedy festival thing. Marilena does like pretty consistent shows at Stolromo and Limassol.
can you do
But
something in Larnaca? Why is everyone going to? What? No.
there's like 7 people.
There's so
here.
many
What,
Lebanese people.
8?
There's so many Israelis now here.
It would be a good show. Could make fun of a lot of people. But to be honest, the hard thing is venues. A lot of venues just like...
There are venues here, bro. There's
No, I know there's venues.
yeah.
But like they don't want to give... they don't want to take 3 hours out of a Friday. The Larnaca has a lot of potential. I mean, the marina shit felt like a good thing. I don't know if that's happening anymore.
It's gonna take too many years. I forgot about that.
But that's the thing. I would love to do a show in Larnaca. If a venue's open to it, like we can bring 100, 200 people there. Great comedians.
I'll send you some places where I think you can do it.
Yeah.
Because you
Worth
can
it.
actually do it. It doesn't even have to be a concert hall. It
No,
just has to be
like
an
a
area.
bar.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
80, 100 people's enough capacity. But yeah, what was the question? I answered it probably.
Yeah, you did. What's your goals for the next couple of months?
Do you have like stock questions, default questions that you ask your podcast guests?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm clever,
Yeah. Comedy is a big one, and content probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice.
No, I want to do shows in. I want to build a circuit in Greece and Cyprus of English comedy shows.
Okay, that's nice.
Gringlish, like
Uh-huh.
Greek comedians can perform, and also
Yeah.
in English as well. So like Athens, Thessaloniki, Mykonos, Limassol. That sounds like fun to have a circuit there.
Nice. I wish you good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
it seems like thanks for coming. Get the fuck out of here.
No! Oh my god. I'm very tired. It's fine. It happens.
What are your goals?
Mine.
Yeah.
Go study, come back.
But is that a goal of yours? Or do you
Well, I
just
want
want
to
get
finish
it done?
that. Yeah. I
Okay,
want
so what's your
as
goal?
fast as possible. Huh?
Your goal is to just let time pass.
No. I want to come back and I know what I'm going to be doing. Like, I already have.
You want clarity on your life?
Huh?
You want clarity on your goals?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Like, one of my dreams is to bring a franchise restaurant to Cyprus, which I think is very possible.
To have to own the
No, we
to have one franchise.
we have a restaurant in Ukraine, which is
Zavodaskits.
pardon,
What's it called?
Zmist.
Oh, it's close.
And
Where is it? What is it?
in Kiev. It's not our restaurant. Basically, my mom, she rents the places to the guy, and he owns the restaurant. But yeah, so she's like the owner of the
Land.
Khtirio land, yeah. And bro, but the style there is like wow, like it's abnormal for Cyprus. Like we don't have that yet here.
Style.
Huh?
Style?
Yeah, it's the food and the style and the architecture of the restaurant itself inside is very different to any other
What
places.
type
that
of
I've
food
been
is
to.
it?
It's like fusion Asian,
Like
nargile, shisha, sushi.
Chinese?
No, like
Kazakhstani?
no, fusion.
Oh.
Fusion, yeah.
So you mean like a fusion of foods?
I'm just gonna show you, bro. Oh my god.
Does it have those dumplings? But that's be Russian type dumpling or whatever the fuck culture. I went to one restaurant in Serbia and they were like, this is Kazakhstani.
Sorry. Sneezed.
So you went to your phone to show me a picture of a restaurant.
No,
and
to
then
show
a
you the type
TikTok
of
played.
food.
You were addicted to TikTok.
Bro, I was
You
not on
need to
TikTok.
stop
Can you
and
relax?
watch James Bond. Okay, that looks pretty cool.
You cannot shame me for being on
I'm
TikTok
good at
as
it.
someone who's doing content for TikTok.
That is a good bullshit thing to say, and I do that too. I'm there scrolling on Instagram all day. So it's like fine dining.
Yeah, stuff like that.
I could get some sushi right now.
Yeah.
What's the best sushi here?
Ocean
in Larnaca?
Basket.
Ocean Basket.
Or
I said sushi. She said Ocean Basket.
yeah, there's sushi in Ocean Basket.
That's like going to a kebab place and like, give me a pizza.
Bro, there's good sushi in Ocean Basket. Do you want me to give you my voucher? I have 100 euro from them.
Yes.
No, because you have money. So you can do it by yourself. Yeah, so that's my goal. I want to bring that restaurant here and then we'll see what.
Why? For money or for pride?
No. Well, obviously for money. And second is my mom. Like, I want to do it for my mom, you know? Gonna get sentimental a bit here, but it's okay.
That's good.
Yeah, I want to do it for my mom. And then I'm probably just gonna stay in CY.
Are there Ukrainian restaurants in Cyprus, like Ukrainian food?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't? So
I don't know.
No?
I don't know. I haven't researched that. I eat Cypriot. I'm in Cyprus. I eat Cypriot food. We make Ukrainian food at home, but like that's once in a while.
What is that like what is Ukrainian food?
Borscht, the soup.
That's a short list, dude. Doesn't sound great.
Вареники.
Well, describe it because you're just saying
оливье.
sounds to me.
It's like
You just said, fuck you, leave the podcast now.
no, it's like salads.
Salads?
Yeah, there's like specific salads. It's like with sausage.
Salads with a sausage?
It's sausage, mayonnaise, potatoes, that green thing.
I don't know, man.
It's just called oливье, you know?
Huh?
Oливье.
Leave it there. Don't bring it in.
Okay. Yeah,
Nah,
that's
it
it.
sounds cool. Would you bring it to Larnaca though? You'd bring it to like Limassol, right?
I've been everywhere.
No, but the restaurant from Kiev.
Oh, yeah, no, we'll see. I don't
What
know.
are you talking about? I'm talking about Ukrainian foods.
Okay, no, we'll see. I don't know. In 4 years, we'll see. But obviously, main goal is Larnaca, and then we will see.
Really? Larnaca? Why?
Because I know the market, because I know the people, because I know
The
what to
market,
do.
it's so different in Limassol.
Yes, it is. Because everything is twice more expensive there.
Yeah. There's a lot more. I mean, do you think it will attract Ukrainians to go eat there? Or just anybody?
I don't know what's going to be the political situation, but by then, if there's going to be the same amount of
Limassol?
Ukrainians,
Oh, right.
if there's going to be the same amount of Ukrainians,
You're Ukraine. Do you think Ukrainians will go back to Ukraine after
some
some form of a war?
some that still have their businesses running there, yeah, I think yes. Some that have brought all of their businesses here, they will stay.
Do you know that place Kryvyi Rih?
Kryvyi Rih.
Sure. That's an interesting city.
Why?
It's just so long and
Did you
big.
go there?
Yeah, I'm there all the time.
Why?
No, I just read about it.
Okay. You probably met a girl from there or something. That's why you read about it. Because yeah, because that's such a weird thing. Like out of all
I mean, I was
places,
just looking
you
at it
say
on Google
Kryvyi
Maps.
Rih.
I was literally about to go on a date with them. I should know everything about Kryvyi Rih before I go.
Where did you find her? Oh my god.
Belgrade.
When was that? Like before the war?
That sounded like something an old person says. Before the war. No. What war? World War One? No. What was the question?
So where did you find her?
Oh, Belgrade.
When?
The start of last year. Yeah.
Okay.
But I know a lot of Ukrainian cities.
Yeah, no wonder why. Because you maybe went out with a lot of Ukrainian women from...
No, it's because of the war.
Why do you learn history about the war?
So I can be appraised about jokes I can make and I can't make.
Don't
No.
joke about a war, bro. I think that's...
Yeah, no one ever jokes about a war.
No, they do, but don't do it, bro.
I'm not joking about the war.
Yeah.
I could be joking about the people you don't like in the war. And you'd be like, that's funny because
Okay.
it's my opinion.
I see. Okay.
But probably won't
Haha, you're so funny. No. Okay, guys. He's not funny.
be. Play a montage of all the times she's laughed in this podcast.
No. Okay, guys.
Do you need to wrap this up?
Yeah, I need to wrap this
Or
up.
wrap it up?
Thank
Go
you
for
so
it.
much.
My pleasure. It's fun.
That's my hand to you.
Oh, it's a handshake?
Yeah.
Because it went like that. I didn't
Yeah,
know what
but
it was.
because I have to reach out like that and do this.
There you go.
Thanks. Okay.
Cool.
Thanks so much.